Sure that my desktop audio isn't going in. Okay, good. Hey, Royal Crown Code, how you doing? Hey, Locksmith, I think it's working now. Gosh, I mean, I am so happy that YouTube is rolling out a new back end for everything so that I can, like, stream with this dark theme and it, like, with more analytics and just better, newer, up-to-date software. But, I hate going over this little mountain of bugs and hiccups every time. Eventually, it's going to be smoothed out like it did with the last time, you know, when I started to learn how to live stream on YouTube for the first time a while back. So we just gotta ride through the storm, and eventually it'll have all these bugs worked out. And when I click live stream, it'll say go. You can go live now, and it'll just be smoothed out. But anyway, how's it going, everybody? I'm Drifty from Driftwood Gaming. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I just released Legend of Driftwood, which was what I was working on previously for the past several months. Of course, it's a game I started several years ago, but I released it on itch.io. The link is in the description. It should be. I hope it's there. Let me know if the link to Driftwood Gaming, the Legend of Driftwood, is not there, and I'll add it. I think I tried to already add it, so it should be there. You can go download the game for free, but since I pushed that update, the free download, I'm going to be working on the paid game that I started last year, or the beginning. Yeah, I started last year. And it's got a long series, and it kind of started as highly edited videos, but I didn't get much done, so then I decided to make it a live stream thing, and that's the way we've left it. Lots of crazy stuff happened in my life. I don't need to get into all of it, but I had to take a break from it. But now that, you know, all the treatments are taken care of, and, like, everything's looking good, and the baby's old enough to where, you know, she can be watched one at a time, and it's great now. So I can get back to working on Natural Explorers live with you guys, answering any questions you have about the engine or game development in general, things I may know or may be able to help you find the answer to. Feel free to ask them in the chat. Links to the Discord are in the links below. Subscribe to the channel if you like this sort of content. Now, let's get started with Natural Explorers. I haven't touched this project, and I don't know, 6 months, 5 months, something like that, a while. So I'm a little lost as to what I was actually doing. What I do know is I want to rewrite the storyline. I want to redo the entire story for it. After adding more story into Legend of Driftwood and seeing how it escalates and escalates and it builds upon itself, this doesn't have any story, and the kind of idea that I had on it, it was okay, but I want to add something more concrete, so it does have a bigger, better story. So I kind of want to focus on that. I don't know if I'll be messing around with that very much in this episode. This is my refresher course. What did I have in this project? What was I doing with this project? Let me relearn what I was actually trying to do with this, and maybe I should play the game a bit and get a feel for the game. And see what I liked about it, what I didn't like. My custom menu, I remember making this custom menu. This is all evented too. I mean, there's some script calls in here, but it's all evented. Nothing, no plugin for this. You know, it skips the title screen, so there's a plugin to skip the title screen. But this is all handmade. Got our options here. Yep, I remember I'm using Yanfly's options plugin here. Okay. Credits, what does this look like? Is this a scrolling text? Yeah, this is some scrolling text. Uh-huh. I remember this. I found this on opengameart.org. Used it for the credit scene. Let's do a new game and take a look at this. Royal Crown Code, thank you so much for the codes that you sent for the thing that you sent me today. Locksmith, woohoo! The Great King Boo, how you doing? ZL Entertainment, it's nice to see you. Ekaterina Stadnikova, it's good to see you again. Hello, Anthony Browning, greetings. Snoozish got your name today. I did it right. Hello, Mark. Fortnite Mapper. How you doing? Town needs your help. You've been promoted to mayor. You have no say in this, but worry not. I'm here to help. I'm your secretary. Okay, I remember what I was going. This is sort of going to be kind of slapstick storyline. Legend of Driftwood is like kind of like your typical fantasy RPG, and this is going to be more jokey. It takes itself less serious, but it's also going to be more customized. I remember I'm using FSM tile sets for here, but also some default stuff as far as the tile sets are concerned. Blah blah blah, variable 79 1, icon 1, pickaxe, icon 50. Must have been a temporary event that I didn't take out. Processed foods, what happens when you try to process something that doesn't let you process it? It does nothing. But if you try to process something that you can process, it will process it, and then what do you just cancel out? Yep. Okay, I'm fine with that. We got our little, we got Jinx, our little fairy, helping us. Now say it 5 times fast. I don't think I can do that. Snoozish, 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 and snoozish. Hey, I'm on fire. Would you like to rest? Let's take a nap. I'm trying to reacclimate myself to what I was doing with this project, because I work on one project at a time typically. So as I was working on Legend of Driftwood, bringing that up to a more playable state, I put this on the back burner because I didn't want to confuse myself, and I don't want my games to be samey. So this is much different. Right, I put a tutorial in here. Yada yada. Hello, cool Sora. Let's just walk around here. I remember there was something here. We can shake it up and get some water, and then we can say no and get some non-shook water. But then we could also drink the shook water, right? And then it becomes a woke water. We can get another shook water. I remember making a lot of sprites with a sprite, which I'm gonna leave. They're gonna be lots of custom stuff. Show me how to slay, and he does his little animations. I made a lot of custom animations for this, sound effects as well. What are you guys listening today? I've disabled the desktop audio, so I can listen to what I want now, which is better than not having anything to listen to during these streams. And also, you guys can listen to whatever you want, any type of soundtrack. You're not forced to choose. Tutorials all over here. Take a bone chip. Doc Wheeze. Oh, I remember I took a lot of people. I took a lot of people's names as requested and put them in the game. So I'm gonna have. I'm gonna follow through with that. When I'm making a new character, if you're paying attention, and you can say, "Make me that character" or whatever, then you'll be that character. Don't forget the strange liquid. Oh yeah, I did. I got it already. Where's it at? Oh, did I not get the strange liquid? Yeah, I did. The actual substance is unknown. It could do many different things. I don't think it actually... Oh, you have to use it in combat. That's right. Oh, yeah, I remember I made the sprites smaller when you're on the world map. I like that. Also locked it so you can't run on the world map. And you walk around and you pay a fee to collect nodes. Right? So we would build the quarry and we would pay money. And now it takes pickaxes and it gives you stone, salt, or granite based on what it rolls randomly. And it's just based on a timer, so this is the node-based system that I came up with for this. So this is I guess a simulation RPG. So now we have the docks. It's going to consume fishing poles and give us raw fish. The farm's going to consume hay. It's going to give raw meat, leather, wool, and fertilizer. But we'll also have to pay to own it. Oh yeah, made some custom animations. And then I think somebody sent me a better version of the animation I made. Right there. Cool. So now we're basically trying to get food rations. This isn't going to start here, but it's here for now because I was using it to test certain things. But the airship won't necessarily start there. Can the game have a locksmith in it? You know what? I don't see why not, because I remember in, was it Robin Hood Men in Tights, there was a scene where they're like, call the locksmith! And it was about opening the chastity belt or something like that. So maybe we'll do some sort of cameo to you and to Men in Tights, Robin Hood Men in Tights. You remember that dumb movie? I love it. Custom map. The weather is random here. It could snow randomly. It could rain randomly. And it could just like sprinkle randomly. So I remember that. This animated sign I made with a sprite. That's right. So I'll probably load up a sprite and keep that trend of using maps with FSM tile sets, but placing custom artwork on it using a sprite stuff. So like I said, my last game for free. This game will be a paid project. So there's going to be a lot more customization, and everything's basically going to be handcrafted by contributing viewers or myself, mainly myself. Your hunger is low, that's right. I need to eat. What was the button? E? Yep. Right. Thank you for that. What can we do here? Okay, process wooden logs. 10 gold, and you'll get 5 wooden lumber. Sounds good. So he's going to process the wooden logs that we have. How many do we have? I don't know if we have any, do we? I think we have to. 50 cut lumber. Yeah, so we had 10 wooden logs. I think we start with 10 wooden logs because of an event, but I probably won't start the player with wooden logs. And I believe you need something like 200 to build a boat to get to the next area. So what we're going to do is claim a lumber mill, pay 1,000, and it'll take saws and produce wooden logs just because we own the lumber mill. And we can do the same thing with this mine. So basically we go around as a investor and we buy. Test encampment. Oh right, okay, I remember this. Oh yeah, I made the background. I'm not going to change it. I love it. In fact, I'm keeping it just the way it is. It's going to be custom to the best of my ability within time restraints. Got a portable tent. Oh, I like that chest too. I can't remember if I put a filter on that or how I got that chest. Does this let me go inside? Oops. Wow, that's a little weird. Can I go in here? I can go in there. I need to... Whoa, is that a bug? Oh no, it's because I was pressing up and I was just going up and up. I need to fix that. So fix this little test encampment. We'll keep the encampment there and I'll just leave it to encampment. And then we have the graveyard over here. Okay, this is a custom random encounter system. Hello, young one. What brings you here? Well, now, you know, we should adjust the text boxes a bit. It's none of my business, but tell me, do you know this area? Yes, I do. Well, then you know the danger. You now the danger? Okay, I should just start fixing stuff as I see the problem. It's been a while since I've messed with this project. It's like half a year since I've really dug in. Maybe less than that, but it's been several months for sure. So, really like this project, and it'll be the next thing that I put out, but it's so far from being done. But it does a good little tech demo right now. Of course, I'm not going to call it a demo. It'll just be a project, and then when it's ready, and I'll put it out when it's done, pretty much. Yeah, I made these maps with the FSM tile sets. I started making level 11 to 20 for the dungeons, actually. But I only have this map. So, right, there's... So on this map, I must have the... player sprite size. Oh, yeah, okay, this is to adjust the weather and changing the sprite sizes. And this is so I don't have to put transfer events. It's just when the player walks on any of these tiles, they exit, or any of these tiles, they exit. So you don't have to copy-paste events all over it and make it look gross in the engine. Is there a character customization thing? Not really, Sora. There you can pick male, female, or battle toaster. Don't you love this background? Isn't it sweet? I made it myself, if you could probably tell. The FSM tile set's great. I mean, after working in LOD for so long, using the default tile sets, these, which I bought on Steam when they were on sale like a year ago, they look much better because they have these round corners, you know, the round edges. Right, you rescue this guy and it unlocks more stuff, and that can start the... Also, there's collectible fairies. What about attack helicopter? Yeah, I should probably make an attack helicopter. If somebody makes me a sprite, I'll make it an option. It's got to be good, though. Can't be some garbage. Top notch. It's got to be at least as good as my... Where's it at? Come on. Missing opportunity here. About to lose the opportunity. There it is. It's got to be at least as good as my artwork in the background here, or the attack helicopters will never be a thing. Cry's History has made so many of these maps. Much respect, Cry's History. Love you very much. A lot of these beautiful maps made using the FSM tile set, which are, it's randomized. I mean, you go into, I mean, there's set maps, but then which one you get is randomized, except for when you get to level 10, it's a, you'll for sure get the one. Fast forward that. I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back, guys. Alrighty. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Very patient of you. Very patient. Cry's History, amazing mapper. I love all these maps that we got going on over here. You gotta head out, Royal. Take care, man. You bet. Jazz says, I was happy when you said that you wanted to work on that game again. Are you talking about LOD or this one? They're very different games, and I like both of them for different reasons. Legend of Driftwood is like your typical epic adventure RPG. This is going to be something weird and different, and I don't know if everyone's going to like it, but there'll be an audience for it for sure. It's not. It does have that JRPG battle system, though. I suppose we should keep playing it just so I can show it again for those of you who haven't seen this yet. I saw a helicopter sprite somewhere. Oh, cool, yeah. This is the reacquaint myself with what I've got down in the project. I know I put a lot of work into it, and so have a couple of people have helped me a lot to get it to where it is. And it's already a decent looking project with a lot of nice looking maps. And but the storyline, there's no real good storyline yet. It's just like it's you know, it's not a game yet. It's just a set of systems and a set of maps yet right now. But it's got the potential there. You like the mine idea with the randomness, the random mines as well? I do too. I thought it was a nice little touch because you have a little bit of replayability. Lots of nice looking maps, and then it just assigns one of the 15 maps. It is a simulator. It's like it's kind of like a resource gathering simulator, except instead of manually gathering resources, you're gathering nodes that accumulate resources, and you just keep your character stocked with pickaxes, saws, and fishing poles, and whatnot, and your investments keep producing money for you. And then we have this map, the gigantic graveyard, which has unrealized potential still. It's not being fully utilized. But I did put in, I'm adding to it, I rearranged all the teleports, changed the events around. And, oh god. And it's set up with regions. It's got a pseudo random encounter battle system. That's what I was trying to think. So I think that I set that up in the common events. Let's look at the pseudo random encounter. So this is it right here. So as you walk on a region, it's calling this common event every time you walk on the purple regions here. And then it's adding to a timer. It's adding to a variable we're using as like a timer, but it's a step counter instead of a timer. And after it adds up to a certain amount, it initiates a battle. And it works pretty decent, but it could be fine-tuned a little bit better. But this was to stop the player from getting an encounter every 3 steps. So I could set up my own encounter rate, and I could just change the variable numbers to decide. We also set up what happens when you die. It's not a game over. It just teleports you back to your house and takes 20% of your money. Resets your food bar. Oh yeah, you get experience. I put a farm system in, that's right. I made a tutorial on it too. I let other people use that idea, that system. Got a lot of crypts in here, very similar. I had to remap all of these transfer events. And then we have the underground area, which is, it's still not fully linked 100% the way I want it, but it's really, really nice looking map. And then under the underground area, which I'm sure we could open up for, so we just need storyline to make it play into it. We're just missing the story, which I want to remake anyway. So the whole opening, you're the mayor of the town now, and like, I don't know if it should start that way. I'm not 100% on how the storyline goes. I just know what the game should feel like when we get there. And these are a bunch of tutorials and stuff. I don't know. I feel like I should take them out, but I'm just going to leave them because, I don't know. Epic, Mighty Ena Cloud, how are you doing? Oh, this is an imported map so that I could look at it to see how they do the map when I was learning how to draw. I remember when I first got the FSM, I didn't even know how to make a map with the FSM because it just didn't make sense to me. So I started looking at how these corners were set up, and I've tried several different things to get them to work like I want. And I eventually found a groove and made maps like this. And, you know, they're okay. Let's play the game a little bit. Oh, I was going to fix a typo in the graveyard, and then I started looking at maps. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's actually make some changes to the game. Fix a few quick typos. That's the problem. You're like, oh, I'm going to fix that later. I'm going to fix that later. And then if you never do, it just, every time you see it, it becomes more of a thing that bothers you. You really just need to be like, oh, there's a little typo. I will fix that right now. Stop what I'm doing. Put a K in this so it's spelled correctly. And then you get stuff done. I've learned this from going back and fixing things. As soon as you notice it, go fix it immediately. And then keep doing that process, because you'll forget. I know I always do. Another thing that helps is going with some changelog. So this is the changelog for LOD. I think it might be a smart idea to create another changelog for Natural Explorers. So what I'm going to do is go game, open folder, and see if I already made some sort of changelog. I have a credits, which is good. Idea comments from people, which was how the game started. What do people think I should do with this project? Yada yada. What I'll do is I'll create a new text file right here and call it changelog. And I'll just put NE_changelog for Natural Explorers. And then I'm going to open it with Sublime so that it's not abrasively bright. Let's just open a file from Drive E. You know what's good about getting a new hard drive? Every time you get a new hard drive, you don't have to view a massive amount of files that have accumulated. Takes a lot less longer to get to where you need to go. And this is right in here. We're going to look for changelog, any changelog, boom. So we'll keep this open and I'll modify this. Reopened the project on 9/9/19. Hey, that sounds cool. Resumed development on Natural Explorers on 9/9/19. Okay, so that's what we've done. We've resumed our development. Fixed a typo in the graveyard. A little changelog is great. It'll help you remember what you've done. Of course, I didn't actually do the thing that I just said I typed out I did. So I need to do that. Just find the graveyard. It's always tough walking back into a project that's, you know, like partly developed, trying to figure out where everything is and what you were doing with it and like, why did I do this? and hopefully every time you come back to it, you're like, well, I can do that better. Whether you scrap your previous work or not, you should see progress. Hello, young one. He doesn't have to say hello. We'll just have him say hello. Brings you here. But I'm trying to make it unique that it won't be spelled correctly if the person would say it that way. So you know what? I'm going to leave it hallow. Because that's kind of like how he would say that. Hallow. This is the typo. Well then, you now the danger. So I'll say, well, then you already know the danger. That's the little typo. Let's look at what else. I thought so. You wouldn't be here otherwise. Our ancestors. Da, 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 da. Okay. After Legend of Driftwood, now this game. This one I'm gonna charge for. It's why I'm wanting to handcraft all the assets, make the soundtrack myself. Kind of have more different ideas than your typical JRPG, kind of a quirkier game with lots of different interesting systems. Because I do want to charge $10 for this game. I might put it on Steam. I know I said I was thinking about putting it on Steam, but I like itches. After deploying LOD on itch, I like the statistics. Like, I can click on this and click on dashboard and just see how much gross revenue it's made, how many payments have been made, how many views the project has got, how many downloads it's got, and then it shows the summary, and it's really quick and it looks nice. So also Steam's going to take 30% of sales. As for with itch, you can decide if they get any of it. You can say you get 0 of it, or you get up to 30% of it. And it defaults to 10, but you can slide it. So itch is like just a better platform, as even though it's a lot smaller and you have a smaller audience. But if you're going to direct your traffic somewhere, then you can decide where to send them. You might as well send them to the platform that's going to make you, the developer, more money, if it doesn't change anything else. And itch is a great platform. I highly recommend itch. Can you feel it? Okay, let me get this going. Hello, Sparrow. How are you doing? Would a train fit in your game? I mean, we could possibly put a train in the game. Yeah, it won't be free, Epic Mighty Una. But it's nowhere near done yet, and I won't be able to put it out for probably another year. I don't even know for sure. It'll be a while. Can you feel it? There's a ton of systems in the game already, and I plan to add, like, this is an item auction system. I've actually put out tutorials on how to do a lot of what I've already done in this project, like how to make this system. I think there's like a half-an-hour tutorial on how to make this system. You can put stuff up for sale, and you will, you've got lots of checks and balances so that you can't exploit the system. So you have to put it up within a range that's based on its value. Hey, Damian, what's up, man? So let's put up, speaking which, tavern system is good to use now. Cool. So let's put up like a strange liquid. And you'll be like, oh, let's see if I can get a lot for this. 60,000 for this. Well, you have to. I tried to sell 0 of them. You got to be selling 1. In order to figure out what you should put it on the item auction, you could sell it quickly right on the NPC, Strange Liquid, and he'll give me 500 for it, and the vendors always buy at half the value. It's like kind of default, but like that's just, it makes sense. They got to make money too. So hey Damian, just woke up, gonna watch for a bit. Have to get ready to leave for work. Cool, man. So this will be worth 1,000 according to what the database says, and the NPC will immediately give you 500. So the auction house won't let you sell it for less than 500. Let's double check it. So if we try to sell this for 400 and we want to sell one of them, the price is too low. You can sell it directly to a merchant and make money without timing the system. But you can't make more than double its value on the auction. So I can try to sell it for 2,000 because it's worth 1,000. So let's try to sell it for 3, and it should say that, oh, that's too much. So we go like this. The price is too high. It would never sell. Okay, so let's try to sell it for 2,000, but let's try to sell 12 of them. Well, we only have one, so it won't let us sell 12 of them. I'm just testing to see if we can exploit this again. I remember doing all this, and I think I nailed it down, but I'm just double checking again. Okay, let's try to sell 2,000, or let's try to sell 0 of them. What happens if you try to? Well, you got to sell at least one. Okay, let's try another thing. Let's try to sell the one we have for 2,000. Hey, it works. Are you sure you want to sell it? Because once you start it, you can't sell it. Say yes, you confirm it. So you place that item in the auction house with the asking price of 2,000, and when the sale is made, you'll get a notification. Let's try to eat. Consumed our food rations. We've got a hunger system because we're making money just as we stand around. So the hunger system is the anti-AFK cheat system. You could rename your town too. Let's rename it to, oh, you can just type it out, right? Drift Town. So now this is Drift Town. So this is showing you that this is the item that's being advertised, and someone could come and buy it. There's Naz. The blacksmith went into the dungeon looking for supplies, but he hasn't returned yet. Maybe we should go search for him. The traveling merchant sells different stuff every 2 minutes, I think. So the first few minutes of the game, he sells almost everything that he can sell. So if you rush to the traveling merchant at the beginning of a game, you can get a few things. I might change that later. Let's get some raw meat. Let's get some raw fish. Oh, we're gonna need some stones and logs. 20 logs. Let's get 20 stones. You could also get seeds here. Let's get 2 of each. And let's see, let's set up a way to produce food. In order to set up a kitchen, you need 20 logs and 1,000. So let's hire a chef. We got to pay him 10 coins every minute, but we also have to come up with the raw meat every minute, but we get 5 food. So if we set up a kitchen here, it's going to produce food rations, and the food rations will feed the town, the population, and that will get us tax money. Werewolf CZ, how you doing? Can I ask, do you do the first impression videos on games you find or games your fans send you? If so, can I send you one of mine? Werewolf CZ, I do first impressions on my Patreon, on games sent to me by my fans, the people who back me on Patreon. So if you're interested in me playing your game, you have to back me on Patreon for that to happen. That's just the business model. That way I can still pay my electric bill. I love doing first impressions, and they usually get good. They get good reviews. I think First impressions are what people want to see the most of my content. Of course, tutorials do well too over long periods of time. So this is the farming system that I put in. All handcrafted. I put a tutorial out. It's kind of a longer, more advanced tutorial, but it's not too hard. Like once you watch the tutorial and follow it step by step, you'll see that all of this. I even give artwork. I made alternate artwork that you can download on it. That's also a shout out to the Lunatic server because I put it there. I didn't put it on my server. I put it on the Lunatic server. Shout out to Yanfly and the crew. So this guy gives you a quest when your character is a high enough level. But anyway, we can go do stuff and come back. And this is our farm. It's growing stuff now. But I'm going to hire a sushi chef over here. Sushi bar. 20 stone and $1,000 bucks, $10 and a raw fish every minute. And it'll just give us 5 food. And I've used Yanfly's event mini label to identify what your things are costing you every rotation and what you're getting every cycle. Items that only can be bought at the merchant after you can produce it yourself. This all seems so complex. There's a lot of complexity in some of the systems, but as a player, you don't see the complexity. Like, you buy seeds, you put them in the ground. It's simple as that. You wait for the bar to fill, you harvest it. So, as a player, it seems pretty simple. Over here, I also need to include tutorials, so I'll be making tutorials for each of these systems. Snoozish, I had it. I said it a bunch of times, and then I messed up your name. Snoozish says, can I be an NPC that trades cupcakes? Sure, man. We can do that real quick. Easy. I gotta remember how are you gonna do cupcakes? This game's gonna be kind of slapstick, so a cupcake vendor that's just an arbitrary cupcake vendor is like, it fits the theme, actually. So let me randomize a bit. There you go. Seems like that's good enough. Snoozish, are you male, female? Do you have any preference for hair? Or eye color or anything? I'm going to make it, and if you tell me by the time I'm done making it, then I can change it. If not, it's going to be what it is. This is going to be your character. Wasn't Stardew Valley made with RPG Maker? No. Stardew Valley was made by Eric Barone, I think. He did it all by himself, pretty much. With tutorials he watched on the internet, and he used libraries, and I believe he coded it in C++. Female, pink hair and pink eyes. Okay. Let's go with this one. Let's change her. The hairstyle looks okay. Maybe the rear hair could be like this. Or maybe like that. Or that. What do you think? I kind of like that short kind of thing. I don't know. Let's see. And let's have eyes like that. And change them to be this brighter pink color. That's kind of red. That's kind of a dark pink. What about that one? You know what would be cool? If they gave you like a slider, like a hue slider that you can kind of just pick your, it'd be cool if the character generator, which needs a lot of improvements. I like it, but it needs a lot of improvements. I hope the next iteration expands on the character generator and tools like it. And it would be cool to have different sizes available to you so you don't have to cheapify everything or de-cheapify it like as I do. Like, for example, there's no really good pink color. There's like red, bright red, maroon, and like a purple. Alright? So we'll go with like that. That's the pinkest is like red. Maybe that's better. It's kind of like a violet color. And then we can move on down. Let's change the hair color to be pink. think that's more pink, but this kind of like fits your avatar better. So I'll go with that. I want to get rid of this stupid head thing. Doesn't need that. And then for the body, let's go with oh, does it have a cloak? We don't need a cloak on. Let's ditch that cloak. Yeah. And then let me see. Your avatar kind of has like a open mouth, so let's go to mouth and kind of like that, right? Like, hey. King Boo says, "Can I suggest a cupcake and a chocolate cookie vendor?" Cool Sora says, "I want to be an NPC that just says nope." That's easy. Sure. I like more. More is better. Oh yeah, I don't know why it hid this. Let me just show this, Sparrow. What I really wanted to do was set up the game for overworld combat. I had the scripts and everything set up like the tutorial said, and it did not work. The enemy just whipped my butt. I don't know what you're... I don't really know what you're saying. Like, you just didn't balance the numbers right? Balance the numbers. Of course, it's going to be not balanced the first time. Okay, they whipped your butt. Reduce their attack power. Increase the armor that's available to the character. Add more stats to the character's armor. Add if you're hand choosing the stat growth, reduce the stat growth on the enemies and increase them on the character slowly. And then if it feels too easy, do the opposite. If the battles feel too long, reduce the HP of the enemy or increase the attack of the player or both in your skills. You know, go through it 100 times, each time changing something a little bit so that it feels just right. It's not going to work right the first time. Very few things do. Okay. I think we got your character snooze-ish. Maybe we'll change the body. Clothing, that's the one. I kind of like this one. Maybe we'll try to look at some other ones. That looks good too. Let's go with this one. Face image, this is going to be snooze-ish the cupcake vendor. Alright, easy peasy. We're going to export this as snooze-ish the cupcake vendor. And I'm going to just copy this. Control-8, select all, Control-C to copy everything. And then we're going to go in here, import that thing like that. And then I'll put this down here, export overwriting the original. Yes, sir, yes, ma'am. Take the battler as well, just in case we want to use you in battle. And since we're here, we can grab it. Boom. Now we got a battler. Save the settings, because why the heck not? And then, what was the other one? Who wanted to do Badoop-a-dop? Cool Sora. Alright, Cool Sora, you want to be an NPC that just says nope. So let's go. I played Kingdom Hearts 1, and the rest I was like, nope. See what I did there? So I'm going to make you, I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I'm going to try to make you look like Sora a little bit. It's not going to look like Sora, so I'm going to try to make you look like Sora. Got it. That is Sora. What do you think? Cool Sora. Is that it? Did we get it? Is that you, Cool Sora? The gray skin? Okay, we're going to go. Of course, he's a kid. We're going to make his face not all wrinkled up. And we're going to... Nope. I kind of gave that one to you, right? Okay. And rolling. And I think we need to just go like that. Eyes. Maybe we change the eyes. Seems perfect to me. Looks like a drow. It does, though, huh? It did when it was gray. Okay, that's gonna be Cool Sora right there. I think that's good, pretty much. Let's keep it moving. Don't need to be a groupie up in here. Export this as Cool Sora. Wait, no, I need to spell it the way your name is. Cool Sora 07 who says nope. We're gonna copy this. Control A, Control C. And then we go to walking character, export, paste, import Cool Sora. Hobada, 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 hobada. Did I not do the last one? Walking character. Hold on, did I mess stuff up? Export. Saving that. Yeah. And then we're going to import Cool Sora who says no. Okay, it's there. Export. Overwriting. Yes, sir. And then we're going to export. And then we'll save the settings. Cool Sora, who's 07, who says nope. Got him. Okay, now what we need to do is de-cheapify to fit the theme. I actually got to minimize all this. Alright, we got to load Photoshop real quick. So once Photoshop pops up, we're going to de-cheapify so that they're taller. I literally could not fight back at all in the overworld battle. Why does it load on that one? I don't know. I just hit again and again and pushed through the wall? What? I don't know what's going on. Okay, anyway, let's open up Cool Sora and Snoozish. So they are saved on here inside RPG Maker, MV, Natural Explorers, IMG, Characters, and let's change the view to large icons and let's sort it by date, modified, so they're at the top. I want to open both of these. Okay, and then I'm going to open the battlers as well because, you know, why not? SB actors, same thing, large icons, sort by date, modified, boom, boom, got them. So what I'm going to do is play a script that I recorded a while ago. So this will let me, it goes through a pattern of like 15, 20 processes, but basically it's me going like this. I resize the image and then I stretch it out, resize the head to 75%, and I just do that like a bunch of times. But I recorded it as a script, so I don't have to do that for every time I make a new thing. I just go fix it, and then boom, now it's not a chibi sprite. Simple as that. And do the same thing, fix it, and it goes through all the processes, and it even saved it, so I'm basically done. I did the same thing with the battler. So I click here and I'm like, hey, fix my sprite, and then it's not a chibi sprite anymore, and it's like, that's all I gotta do. Bam. Royal Crown Code did that, showed me how to do that. He didn't invent the thing, but he definitely brought it to my attention. And bam, magic. We have stretched out sprites, and it didn't have to do much work because I already did all that in the background. So now, when I load them in the game, they'll be all stretched out and ready to go. So where do we want to put these? Probably in the village area somewhere. Let's just put another sprite, another dude right here. This is going to be Cool Sora 07. And Cool Sora 07 right here, he's just going to be like, nope. So this is an easy one. He's going to have a random movement, and when you talk to him, we have his face graphic too, because of course we do. And then we're going to use /name Cool Sora 07, and he just goes ... nope, ... and that's all he says. Nope. He's just going to walk around and tell people no. I am now in a video game that is not mine. Oh god. You got it, man. Okay, who else was it? It was Snooze-ish. Let's get Snooze-ish up in here. We need to have Snooze just sit down somewhere and maybe give him a desk somewhere. I'm sure we'll find better places for these NPCs, but I'm going to just throw them on the map and we can move them later. So we'll put Snooze-ish over here. Cupcake vendor. So we're going to have to make some cupcakes real quick. Snooze-ish, the cupcake vendor. What do you say? Snooze-ish says, say my name, say my name. Say my name, say my name. That's, I don't need to get flagged. That's as far as we're going to go. And then he just forces, or she just forces a, what do you call it? Shot processing. Tinker's Kit, where do we want to put this? I might have organized things a little bit better in this project. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it just go one after another. Okay, Tinkerbell. So we're going to make item 90 a cupcake. And we'll put the cupcake vendor over here for now. A cupcake vendor. We've got a seeds vendor and a cupcake vendor. We could use a doodad for like a table or something, but maybe there's just a table that, I mean, for now. Let's go with this, and then like we'll shorten it. I don't know, I don't like that. That's stupid. Let's get rid of that table. I just want a single. You know what? We'll have one of these, just like this. And then we'll move the event, so right there. So she's got boxes full of cupcakes. I like it. Okay. So let's design the cupcake item. I'm going to have to load... I haven't actually used Aseprite in a while, so I might be sloppy with how I set stuff up. But let's go ahead. Oh, I passed out from exhaustion. I lost money. I press escape and it pauses the game. Let's load Aseprite. It's got to load it through Steam. It's fine. Recover files. It's fine. Just new. So, if I want to make an icon, right, it's just going to be an icon. It's 32 by 32. So we're just going to make an RGBA transparent 32 by 32, hit OK. So this is easy. This is a good place to start. Instead of a character, we'll just make a icon. So I'm going to pick a palette, right? You got to do that first. I downloaded a bunch of palettes. Everything went dark. You were eaten by traveling musicians. No, I seriously want to change the. I seriously want to change the text so that it says you were eaten by traveling musicians now, and you lose 20%, instead of you were found by a band of. Make sure it's pink. The cupcake, right? You'll use some pinks. Should have bought some cupcakes. Yep. I don't know how to do any... I'm not a great spriter or a spriter at all. Oh, you know what I could do? Let's see. It's got this cool function that I can go symmetry. So I can go like... And then it draws it on both sides. So that's kind of cool. I love Aseprite. I just remember you can do that. It's so cool. Over here's the filler tool. Oh god, that's not good. Let's do some different colors. It's not going to look like a cupcake, but it's going to be a custom sprite, darn it. Bang. 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 No. Bang. 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 That doesn't look like a cupcake. Oh my god. It's beautiful. I think we did it, guys. We did it. Okay, wait. We save it as. I did start putting them all in one spot. I don't remember where I put them. A Sprite. Okay, it was like right in a folder called A Sprite. But what I should do is make, since I'm using a new hard drive for like, I'm tired. I don't want to put anything else on my older hard drive because it's getting full. So I'll make a new folder. This is all arbitrary, but it helps me. So right here in my newer hard drive, it's already like half full. A Sprite. And I'm not too worried about this file size. It's like 5 kilobytes, if that, actually. It's just a matter of principle. Okay. Why is it like this? This PC. There we go. Yeah, let's just do this. Okay. A Sprite. Okay. So we'll just preface this with an exclamation and then a DG. I remember doing this. This is so that all of my custom stuff will be next to each other and at the top or at the bottom. It'll just be next to each other. And this will be best cupcake sprite ever. What sprite ever? Okay. But what we need to do now is go to Photoshop and open up our Games IMG system folder and open up the icon set.png and find a free spot or add space if I don't have a free spot. Whoa. Wait, what was the button? Oh, okay, hold on. I'm going to put on the grid, which is 32 by 32, and then I can open up another thing. Drive F, A Sprite. Oh, I saved it as an A Sprite. I should export it then. Okay, that's right, that's right. So we could save it as other things, but export is what I wanted to do. So we'll export this as a PNG. Did it give me an option, or does it just choose PNG? It just chooses PNG, which is fine. There's many ways to do this. You don't have to do it this way, but I'm just doing it this way. So I can select this and copy it and go to my icon set.png and snap to grid so it goes right where it's supposed to. Do I have snap on? I'll turn on snap to grid. Snap to grid, snap is on. Let me zoom in a bit just to make sure it's right. Perfect. Paste that in there. And that's it. We save this. We can overwrite the Photoshop file, but what we need to do is overwrite the PNG file. That's the one the game uses. MV doesn't use Photoshop files, it uses PNGs. PNGs are great. They have alpha data stored in them. JPEGs are better for getting a thumbnail or something because they're lower file size, but they store no alpha data. So if you're making art assets for a game, you're always going to use PNG most of the time. PNG. If you're going to make something for a website, you're probably going to use JPEG. Just a little quick tip. Alright, we've made a new sprite. I've missed this project. It's so random. It's so like off the wall. I don't ever know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to have fun with it, and I'm not going to try to rush it out, and that's what I've got to do. Because it will result in something better at the end. Almost positive. So we've got our custom cupcake. We're going to call it a pink cupcake. And it definitely looks like a cupcake, guys. It looks like a cupcake. I guarantee it. Or your cupcake back. I'm not ignoring you guys. Let me read. Let me see. I'm thinking of a description while I read your guys' comments. Silver Starlight, why is it not showing your comment? Click show on that. Okay, hold up. Okay, I think I was right here. Overworld fighting should be an existing option in the next game. You mean like an action battle system, since you're saying Zelda style? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ABSs. You know what? They really ought to make a built-in ABS system with it as an optional thing in the next iteration of RPG Maker. I don't think that's going to happen, but they could. They could do that. There are several systems. ABS is typically not done very well in RPG Maker, but the last first impressions I did, well, that wasn't the last. The second to last first impressions I did was a really good ABS system. Of course, it is still left a little bit to be desired. I wanted to be able to see my my hit boxes, my hit bars, my hit boxes better. But yeah, it felt smooth. What else am I seeing here? Yada yada. Nah, it's cool snooze-ish. I could just make the custom sprites. It's part of the fun of it. Silver Starlight, how are you doing? Just chiming in. What's up? I kind of get in the zone when I'm making sprites and stuff, so I don't ignore you guys. I just kind of like zone in, do some work, look back, and I try to stay up. And he's a sucky spriter. You should see his dino and sheep sprite. Those are amazing sprites, Silver. How dare you? Unbeatable. Call it weird cupcake. No, I like it. Weird cupcake. Weird cupcake. It's great. It could be both. It could be a weird pink cupcake. Why not? You made a key item that changes the tint to the yellow. You could do something like that. It must be a Martian cupcake. Suspiciously cheap cupcake. Yep, that'll do. Sold by a shady vendor. The cupcake gives you a 20% chance to encounter a tooth fairy that kills you in one hit. I don't think I want to do that one, Werewolf. I think I'll just give it the same common event that restores food, and just make it an optional item that does the same thing. So you don't have to buy this item; you can buy another item. Consumption of this weird but symmetrical cupcake causes confusion and makes any good artist lose their talent. Almost there. You guys are very talkative. I like this. This is nice. Just so you know, your Discord alert was making my computer chime rapidly in the last half hour. I had to mute it. I thought I changed that. I thought I made it so that it doesn't send notifications whenever somebody says something. To be fair, I've muted all Discords. I don't hear any sound for anything on Discord. The only thing I see on Discord is like a little notification. It'll show a red bubble, like right here, right here, right here, right here. But yeah, I don't deal with the sound notifications. There's too many things. I'm in too many Discords to deal with that. So yeah, mute it. I don't blame you. I've got everything muted. A sketchy cupcake. You're compelled to eat it anyway. It's kind of like pizza, right? Even when it's bad, it's good. Marco25 Polo says, "Hey man, hope you don't mind me asking, but what happened in the end with your eye? Did you get it all sorted out? Hope you're well." Thanks you for the well wishing. Yeah, everything is looking good. For those of you who don't know, I have eye cancer, and it is going away. It is getting smaller. I've gone back for several treatments, and they basically, just long story short, I fly to New York City, they shoot a laser beam in my eye, and it fries the back of the tumor, and I've also gone through radiation treatment, where they put like this quarter in my eye, it had like radiation on it, and I stayed in like radioactive isolation for 3 days. It was an ordeal, but it's over now, and usually it takes a while for it to start to shrink, but it started shrinking immediately. So like it's looking really good. It's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. The vision is damaged, and it will only get worse. So the vision in my left eye is not good, but my right eye is 20/20, and I can still see things well enough to do what I do. Thank you so much for asking. I hope you're having a good one. Yeah, it's looking good. You sent me a cupcake, but it's okay. I think the idea of the weird one is good too. Yeah, I'll stay with the one we made. Okay, so let's get a prize for it. Let's continue on with this. I caught up in the chat, got everybody, talked to everybody. Yeah, it's good news. It's all good news, Jazz. It was a rough year. This has been a rough year, but everything's looking good. Does this mean you'll start wearing cool monocles? I don't think a cool monocle exists, Snoozish. Let's find something similar. A food ration, which is worth 20, and it calls the consume food common event. So we'll do the same thing. We'll make it cost 20 and have it call the consume food common event. For now. I mean, we could make something more different, but I want it to actually restore your hunger bar if you do eat it. Occasion always, scope. It doesn't need a scope, actually, because you just consume it. There you go. And we've got our vendor. You guys are part of the crew now. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm not trying to get a pity party up in here. The community was amazing. You guys were fantastic. When we needed help, my sister started the GoFundMe. It got fully funded, and it paid for our travels and other expenses. It's crazy expensive in NYC, so we needed that bad, and you guys came through. And then there was another fundraiser that helped us with the baby, because I just had a baby. I mean, well, my wife had the baby, but we had the baby, and she's 4 months old now. Lily, she's my daughter, our baby girl. She's fantastic. She's so awesome, and I feel so happy and blessed. And it's partly because of the community. You guys are fantastic, and I love you so much. When you harvest things from your garden, you get experience. So you don't actually have to do the battle system. Well, my wife had the baby. Yeah. If we're being technical here. It probably would have been a lot more fun if we weren't there um, for our situation, right? Let's get, did we already buy this? Let's buy this. Did we already buy this? Let's buy this. Yeah. Let's get some more food up in here. So our auction sold while we were waiting around. Let's put this diamond up for sale. I think the diamonds are worth, wait, I don't know what they're, so let's just say 0, and then it won't let us sell it. What can we get for a diamond? Diamonds are worth 1,000, so the vendor will pay 500. So that means we can get double what they're worth, which is 2,000. So we should be able to get 2,000 for a diamond. Let's see if the system lets us do that. Yep. You also get a random amount up to 10% extra. So I can get up to 2,200 for selling that diamond, which is worth 1,000. Which the vendor would only give me 500 for. So, but you did have to wait and sell items one kind of item at a time. You can sell stacks of items. That's another good thing too. So this is our. Oh wait, what do we got here? We got a bug. Some of my plugins may be out of date. Like I said, I haven't looked at it in half a year. I haven't really looked at this in a while. So what's going on here? The game's encountered a bug. It cannot read the icon index of an undefined property. So it's bringing up the select items, and then when you select no item, it crashes. Okay. So how do we make sure that they have an item to be selected? We have to look at that event, because that's a game crashing bug. We have to immediately look at this. So you see some faint writing, and then it says select item, using map select item, key items. So we're using a variable 30, and we're checking our key items. But when we tried to select a item that had no item number, because it was blank, it crashed. So what we need to do is check to see if we have the key item. Now I believe I put an event in here that did something, like gave me, so this is just for a light. This is a blank event that holds a light, and then I've got different colored lights right here from Tarax Lighting, which looks really nice. Okay, so that's probably what I need to do. Let's go ahead and look at our versions. Hey guys, is this a new game? Hey Flight Gaming, it's good to see you. This is a game I was working on 6 months ago, and I put it down to update a project I had started 2 years ago. I started this one last year, and I worked on it for half a year or so, and then I put it down, and I haven't really touched it for a while because I only work on one project at a time, and I recommend you only do that. I would say one game per engine, but in general, one game at a time, because a game is massive, right? I don't need to justify that. It's just my way I do it. And so I put it out of my mind for a while, and I just released the huge update for Legend of Driftwood. Links in the description below if you want to go download it for free on itch. So that's out of my mind now. I'm taking bug reports, and I've got pages of information to make updates, and I made a few updates, but what I'm going to do is log all of the patch notes, or all of the update, all of the bug reports and potential future updates until I'm ready to release something with this. In which case, or enough time goes by where I feel like I need to put out an update to the engine. So this is not a new project. This is a project I've been working on. But if you haven't seen it before, it's new to you then. Hey. Right now I need to update some plugins, most likely. So before I go through the entire list, let's start with the core engine, and let's start with the map select item. Or are we using the plugin for that? No, we're using the select item in the database. Simple as that. Maybe I just do a conditional, but I also want to check the update. Now, I know that my other project is up to date, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open folder. I'm going to open Legendary Driftwood and check out the plugin list for version number. Okay, and what I'll do is kind of go like this. Now I got both projects open. I'll go like this, and then I'll go like this. So, the core updates optimization is out of date. That's the word, the 4-letter word that I could not remember. So we'll go here, game, open folder, go to JS, plugins. Excuse me. I'll do the same thing with this, game, open folder. Try to stay organized here. IMG. Nope. Plugins, JS. I could just copy all and paste them all, but that feels very sloppy, and I don't want to do that, actually. Core. Yep, underscore core, something, something. It's an extension plugin. Yep, X core or something. Core updates. Okay. So this is a 263 kilobyte file. Copy that. I don't need to find it. I'm just going to trust I know what I'm doing here. Replace it. And now if I go here and double click it, you'll see it go from 1.61 to 1.62. Okay. Fixed. Cool. Minimize that. Let's continue on things that I have in similar. Message core. Same. What else would... okay, the battle engine core is also out of date. I need to get the next one of that, so we'll do the same thing. Just copy that, paste that, replace it. And if I double click here, it'll go from 1.49 to 1.5. Yep, updated. Action sequences are the same. Animated SV 1.2. Just glancing at version numbers. One second. I'm not using the exact same plugins, but I'm using very similar plugins. Okay, so I'm sure there's more, but those were big plugins to be out of date. Even though they're only one version, they're still out of date. So let me minimize, actually I'll just maximize this one. Let me run a playtest and go try to crash the game the exact same way. If it crashes, I can fix it. Let's be a battle toaster this time. Can I just type, let's see, we're gonna call it McNugget. That's our name. Or McNugget the Battle Toaster. It'd be cool if you had separate levels for skills such as farming, for instance, how RuneScape has a skill set. You know, I did the whole farming level thing in Legend of Driftwood, and the higher your farming level, the faster they are produced. I think maybe I went this route because I wanted to give players the alternative option so that if they don't want to battle in the battle system at all, they can skip it. Have you updated the core JS files from 1.61 to 1.62? I hope so. But Zarsla, that's a fantastic observation. I may need to do that. Okay, let's try to crash the game here. Okay, it crashes. Alright. Why are you a toaster? Because you can be. Oh my gosh, because this game is much different than my last game. And it's sort of slapstick, and it has little miscellaneous things. Alright, let's check that then. Here's our core files. This is for Natural Explorers. Let's get another folder open. Let's get this one going. And compare file size. I'm thinking this is the smartest, quickest, fastest way to do it. They should match exactly if they are, and if they're not, then they're not. And then I possibly need to update, which I will first back up the project. But I've also changed some files myself in the core files, so that could confuse things. I definitely don't want to copy these and put them into here because I've manually changed these for this game, some of them. Like, I've took out the clock and a lot of other things. You know, all these are the same. What is different? Nothing. They're the same. Yep. .6.2. But that's excellent observations, Arslan. Yep. Make sure your core files are up to date when you're doing stuff like this. But what I can do is just run a conditional. I mean, I'm fixing the plugin incompatibility, the out-of-date plugins, because that's something that needs to happen. It could cause other problems besides if it was causing this one. It wasn't causing this one. Something else is causing this one. It's letting the player select a key item that doesn't exist, or bringing up the selecting a key item when the player has no key items. So, I mean, I could fix it two ways. I can make it conditional that checks to see if you have a key item, or I could give the player a random key item, and then the player would select that and get an option that says, nope, this number doesn't do the thing that you want it to do, or it doesn't do anything. So I think the latter is the better thing. So I can make a key item and call it something. We need a key item, guys. Let's make a key item. This is a placeholder key item. Maybe for Jaffs and Lopes. Hello, April Delvin. How you doing? I'm doing very well. Please just copy and paste. No. We don't want to do that, Silver. Not just any toaster, a battle toaster. I made some wicked looking. All these down here are made in A-Sprite by yours truly. This one, however, I think it was somebody sent me this little T one. Yeah, actually they weren't all made by me. Like this was, I took it from come on brain, a battler, and shrunk it. Same with this one. Smelly jar. Make the cupcake a key item, but but then we already did the cupcake. We got to move on, Glitch. The cupcake is already a food item you eat and you buy from a shady vendor named Snoozes. Don't forget the grab from the Batwing. Cool Store is in the game. He just walks around and says, nope. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make a new piece of art. That's what I'm going to call it. We're going to call this art. And whatever it looks like, or even if it doesn't look like it, we're going to name the item and give it what it is afterwards. So let's go like this and scribble and pick random colors and random scribbles. Like so. That's too bright. This is probably not a good way to design your items. I'm just going to say it. And you know what I should have done is made the background a solid color. That way I don't have like little blocks of transparency. And I think we're done. So guys, what is this item? What it is? Abstract item. Great idea, Chiefy Chief. Okay, we're gonna save this as !DG_abstract item, and then we'll find a use for it later. We don't need to worry about that too much. We're gonna find a use for it. We'll export this as a PNG. Got it. Go to Photoshop, open up that abstract item. We'll just do a quick little copy, and we can close this. We can get rid of this stuff here. You don't need all this stuff opened. And we'll just put it in there, right there. Bang. And then we'll save it, and we'll save it as PNG. Bada boom. And now we take this abstract. Oh, we have to reload the database by going File, Save, Reopen, and then it's there. This is going to be abstract item. You have no idea what this thing does yet. No price, not consumable, no, never occasion, no scope. Doesn't need anything. It just needs to be a key item, and we need to award that key item when we give items in our opening scene. So the player will start in here, and I start awarding items somewhere. I think after this, but I could essentially award all the items there. Get the player's house. Here's where I'm awarding items and initializing, which I could move this event to another map, but I'll leave it like this for now. So we're going to create a new, change items, and award that abstract item right there at the beginning. We got it. We'll save it. Now let's test to see if we try to use the abstract item, does it crash, or does it just say nothing happens? I would imagine it would just say nothing happens, is because. Also, I want to see if the player can is able to select a blank spot. Because if the player is able to select a blank spot, then we have a problem. I have to change it somehow. It looks like a beautiful butterfly that didn't come out right and went straight into a wildfire, got burned up, then someone put all of its pieces back together very badly. That is an excellent description of the abstract item. You're a firefighter, April? That's cool. Oh no, I don't need to talk all this stuff. Let's just get out of here. Boom. Alright, let's see if we can crash the game. Hey, look, it's cool Sora. Nope. Let's look at our cupcake vendor. We gotta buy some cupcakes, yo. Oh, we forgot to put Snooze's face. Let's fix that real quick. We gotta do facey. There we go. Now we have face. Gotta get that face, bruh. I think we have to walk out and come back. We'll check it if this doesn't crash us. Snoshishiz. That's how you say his name. Okay, so nothing happens. Yep, we have the abstract item and we are unable to select anything else, but it forces the window open, so if we don't have a key item, it's going to let us select a blank item and that'll return a undefined and crash. So this forces it to return 90. It actually, whatever item number it is, it returns that. So we fixed that game crashing bug, easy, and we made a custom little thing. We actually have to reload to weird pink cupcake. It looks so delicious. A suspiciously cheap cupcake sold by a shady vendor. But if we eat it, Nyam, nyam, nyam. You've consumed one of your food rations. Well, actually, it doesn't. I gotta change that. We have to make a custom common event for cupcakes. So let's go to common events. And let's go to consume food. And just paste it right here. And call it consume cupcake. And it does the same thing. Except it's going to consume your cupcakes. What was our cupcake number? $90. Oh, so it would return 91 on the select item variable number, but it's irrelevant. You've consumed one of your and you have variable 16. Number 90 is left. We'll see the variable 16. That'll be different too. I don't think it needs to tell you, but it's not hard to define that. Hold up. Food ration count. So what we do here is we just change this so that it selects weird cupcakes. And it'll re-roll what is there when it calls the other one. So we could use the same variable and it should not matter. So now when we use the weird cupcake, it should, Let's test it. It should say you've consumed one of your weird cupcakes and tell you how many you have left. Hey, I know an Easter egg because I made it. If you type T, you're not the real T, or are you? Anyway, here's a commemorative mask. You've obtained T's mask. If you select the female character and name it specifically TEA, it's my wife's name, then you get a little item. It doesn't change the game at all. In fact, it just changes your face graphic to something kind of atrocious. This is probably going to change. T's mask. Use it! And now you now your face graphic changes to that. I love it. It's a good little Easter egg. Of course, it doesn't stay that. It changes when you switch maps, because the face graphic does change. Or maybe I updated that. Yeah, no, it changes it back. Can you add my gerbil somehow? You're going to have to think of something very creative for me to do that, cool Sora, because I just added you to the game. So if you want a double dose, you're going to have to hit me with something creative. Snooze-ish. People are going to get mad when they see that name. They're going to be like, shnish. You're just trolling everyone. Say my name, and then it just, there you go. Weird pink cupcakes. Let's eat some pink cupcakes and see what it says. You consumed one of your food rations. You have oh, I messed up one thing. Let me close it. Sorry. I made it, but I didn't change the item, so it's still calling the other item. So this thing needs to be changed to be the common event of the new one we just copy paste and put it. Consume cupcake. Consume cupcake. Here's another Easter egg. If you select boy and you type in, is it Drifty or Driftwood? I don't remember. Yep, it's Driftwood. You are not the real Driftwood, or are you? Here's a commemorative piece of wood. You've obtained the Driftwood item. That's another Easter egg. I don't think it does anything. It's just a stick. That's it. It doesn't do anything. But it's an Easter egg. I think I should make it... Oh, wait. Didn't I make it do something? What did this Easter egg do? I don't remember. I think it, like, gives you a fake game over. It gives you a fake game over screen. But if you say, yup, GG, bro, it really game's over. Yeah, it does. That's what it does. Alright, let's see what the other ones do. I think the other ones just don't do anything. Like, that's what... Alright, let's see. The other two, I don't think they do anything. Game over. And then you can go, what? Wait, why? Or, not right now. and neither of them, like, that's it. That's all it does, and it consumes the item. So, there's an enchanting system right here, what I want to remake. You can play this piano, but I've got desktop audio muted because I want to listen to my playlist without having it go through the stream and getting claimed. So you can play the piano and press the buttons, and it plays it, but it's muted right now. You press escape to get out of it. So you can play the piano too. I have a tutorial on that. Actually, it's kind of well rated. Alright, let's test it one last time. Okay, what do we have? 3 of them. So we're going to eat a cupcake, and it should play an animation. It does sound effects as well, but it's muted once again. You consume a weird pink cupcake, and you have 2 weird pink cupcakes remaining. You know, I need to format the text different because it cuts it off. Maybe I should just include word wrap. I'm not 100% happy with the text display on all of this, really. The font is fine. I'm just saying, like, maybe I include my own word, Yanfly's word wrap. Isn't there a toggle here? I can just be like, word wrap true. Tight wrap, word wrap space, description wrap, word wrapping true. Okay, so we put on word wrapping, which does description wrapping and adding a space when it goes to word wrapping. And a tight wrap, what does this do? If true and using a face for this message, the message will wrap tighter. Let's just put it on for now. And let's see what happens when this common event is called. Let's be, oops, well, I guess we're going to be driftwood. Ah! I was wondering, do you know how to code an fishing game minigame? Do I know how to code one? I've made several fishing evented systems, so I mean, yeah, if I can event it, I could code it, but just got to figure out the right syntax. But do I want to code a fishing minigame? No, I don't think. Why are fishing minigames in RPGs, really? They're overrated. If I wanted to go fishing in a minigame, I would play a fishing game. Of course, just having it in the game isn't bad. It's just an option, you know. I don't have anything against it, really. Alright, let's see. Let's look at the word wrapping here. I kind of like that, not gonna lie. It did make it like a bigger text box, but it looks good, and it also leaves space for the gap window. Isn't that good? How about that? I'm alright with that, actually. We're gonna leave that. Word wrapping it is. I'm sure there's gonna be another spot where I'm like, ugh, why is it word wrapped? Am I using /pop? Oh, I am, huh? Okay. Alright, that's what I was doing. Let me see this event. /pop. Okay, we're gonna do that as well. I wonder if it plays nice. So what we're gonna do at the beginning of this, we're gonna do \POP0, and that means it's going to pop the text out and put it on that event. Same thing over here, yep. /POP0. This is a Galv plugin that I'm invoking here. So let's take a look at Sora and Cupcake Vendor. Snooze-ish. Marza. After going through multiple crazy dungeons and extremely difficult battles, you return the gerbil to its rightful owner, and he responds with, nope, not mine. And the gerbil turns out to be a Russian spy. I don't think the player is going to be super happy about that, and it's kind of funny from an outside perspective. But you know what the player's going to be like? That's stupid. That's what they're going to say. Hey, that looks different. I mean, why not? Okay. There you go. I mean, look at that. Much better, right? Nope. Well, guys, this is going to be where we end the live stream for today. There's my wifey. Games are supposed to be fun, not enraging. This is going to be where I end the live stream. Thank you guys so much for coming to the live stream. Really appreciate it. If you like what you see here, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give this video / live stream a thumbs up. Really appreciate that. Come hang out in the Discord. Links in the description below. If you would like to support what I do on this channel, I have a Patreon page. And would love you to back me. I also offer different perks. You could get your game played at a first impression on a live stream for $20 level. And you have a chance of that happening when I randomly pick one for the $3 level. The last one we did was an itch game. The last first impression was a random, like, hey, if you back me at the $3 level, message me, and boom, you get your game played today. It's usually impromptu, so if you're serious and you want it to be like fully ready and it's like timed and like beta tested slightly before it's shown, you might want to do the $20 level. But that being said, I love you guys very much. I have experimented with this new background, this new back end of YouTube, and it caused the stream to be a little bit delayed, and sorry about that. But I like it a lot better. It's got this dark theme and everything, and I have this little button that says insert ad. I've never seen that on a live stream, or at least I didn't notice it. So I'm going to click it now, and you guys can have a good day. I will see you guys tomorrow, 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, Pacific Standard, or no, Eastern Standard Time. I don't live in California anymore, guys. I live in New York. How's T and little one? T is fantastic, and our 4-month-old just started eating food. She's eating banana baby food and a little bit of yogurt and supplementing her mommy milk, and it's great. She's an amazing little girl, and I love her. I love you guys, too. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to go now, and hope you guys have a good one. Bye-bye. Let's click this button. We'll see what happens. Put an ad at the very end. Bye. Just curious, is it playing an ad right now? I guess if you have YouTube Premium, you would skip that. Or if you're ad blocking, it would skip that. But anyway, see you guys.